up in January for us Australians is the start of a new school year, and I know that there's always a lot of talk about school readiness. I personally am not a huge fan of that term. I think that all children are individuals, and we should be really looking at the skills that they can develop and not necessarily creating anything specific for school. However, these are what we're going to talk about tonight are some life skills that will help your child not only at school but in life. So I hope that they can help you. For me, it became quite an emotional time for when my children started school. My first one, obviously, he was getting bigger and going off to school and spending a lot more time at school than what he was with me, or what he had been spending with me. And then for my younger child, my daughter, it was actually, I suppose, a bit like the empty nest, I suppose. I think it was probably a little bit more emotional when she left, because I didn't then have anyone at home all the time. So that was my experience. So definitely as a mum and also as a preschool teacher, I've had lots of experience with how parents are affected by children going to school, and also the children. So I hope that I've got some insight that I can help you with. So some of these things that I'm going to be talking about, they're actually things that children mostly will be developmentally ready for the beginning of these things. So some of them will hit all of these targets and they'll be fantastic at all of them, and others will struggle, and some of them just won't be ready. But remember that everyone's an individual and you know your child best. So just keep that in mind. Don't ever forget that as the parent you have the greatest knowledge of your child. Okay, so tip one. So we've got three tips tonight. Tip one is positivity. Your child will definitely pick up if you have any reservations about them going to school. So even if you're act positive and enthusiastic, and your child will certainly follow your lead. We know that positive thoughts are a big something that can help that is when we have a good sleep routine. So leading up to your child starting school, and I don't just mean in the couple of nights beforehand, but definitely leading up, it's a really good idea to get a really solid sleep routine in place, because your children will be tired, spending a long day at school. So get that underway and in place. That would be fantastic. The second tip is independence. There's so many areas where your child will develop independence over time. And for some of the things that are important when they're out and about and away from you, even just managing their lunchbox, knowing what foods are probably for lunch and what's for snack. Can they open the plastic wrap that you've got the food wrapped in? Can they open the plastic containers? Can they even peel a banana themselves? So have a look and see if your child is able to do these things, and if not, perhaps you might be able to help them, but if not, package the food in a different way so that they are going to be more able to be independent with those skills. What about doing up zips or doing shoelaces? Shoelaces, if they can't do it, grab Velcro shoes. They're the best invention ever. What else? So also some hygiene skills. So making sure that they can wash their hands properly and blow their nose. That's really important. And don't forget to be encouraging them to be putting their belongings away. So putting their lunchbox back in their bag, putting their jumpers away. So you can encourage that at home by getting them to look after some of their own things, packing them up, putting them away, and not just leaving all that to you. And also help them give them the skills to be able to carry their own bag, because mums don't need to do that. they're very capable of carrying their own bags, and that little bit of weight is actually very good for their muscle strength and development. So yeah, you don't need to do it for them, mums or dads or grannies or grandpas or any other special people. Okay, so, and the last one that I've got for you today is confidence. So if you know that your child's hopefully you potentially know what school your child's going to by this time of the year. So if you know any other children who are going to that school, it'd be great to foster some relationships there. Maybe have some, play at the park or play at one another's houses or things like that. But don't neglect all your children's other friends, because they're still really important. We don't live our lives with one group of friends. I'm sure you'll agree that we have friends from all different areas, and children are the same, and they should be encouraged to do that. If you can get down to the school on the weekend and go and kick the footy on the oval or climb on the play equipment or something like that, that will actually help your child to become more familiar with the space, and again, that will help with their confidence later on. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful for you today. If it has, please like and share, leave comments for me. I'm happy to get back to you if you've got any questions or anything that you'd like to hear me talk about in the future. Please let me know. It's been a pleasure talking with you tonight, and I will see you all next week for our Tuesday tips. Thanks everyone. Bye.